Come, Holy Spirit, and open us to the message that you want to share with us today. Come, Holy Spirit, open our hearts. Dear brothers and sisters, I truly trust that God receives with great gratitude and with great fire and joy your presence here with Him in the last moments of this beautiful 40 hours devotion. And that He wants to conclude this time, this special time of blessing for your parishes, with a special message. The Gospel that was just read, that's the most scandalous and challenging and difficult part of the Gospel, but that's really what makes a difference between us and everyone else, between the followers of Christ and everyone else who doesn't know Him and doesn't follow Him, obviously. Let me start with a few questions. Has anyone ever told you that you resemble your mom? If so, please raise your hand. Many. And has anyone ever told you that you resemble your dad? Has anyone ever told you that you resemble Jesus? Seriously? I mean, Houston, we have a problem. It's like, never wondered why. I mean, we are all created in the image and likeness of God, aren't we? So, we have a problem. Saint Faustina says that we resemble God the most when we are merciful. Just like the last words from the Gospel. Be merciful as your Father is merciful. How do you recognize God? Through mercy. Actually, there were some saints who had this unusual gift of visions, of seeing God. And sometimes, you know, evil spirit has also the ability of appearing. And so how would they recognize that this is really Jesus that they see? By checking on His mercy, the traces of His mercy. What are the traces, would you say, traces of His mercy? What would they check on the image of Jesus that they see? Wounds. If the vision of God is without wounds, that's not Jesus. Merciful God is the one who gave His life for us, gave everything for the sinners, for the ungrateful ones. Wounds. Total gift of self. That's mercy. And this is what He invites us to be like, to resemble in our lives, to imitate in our lives. His mercy. It's very challenging. Very challenging. And I wonder, most of the people, they think that mercy is only forgiving. Or mercy is only being good, being kind, and that's it. That's what Christ is really about. You know, just be good and you'll get to heaven. That's it. No, it's much, much more than that. And I want to share with you the beauty and richness of mercy in this talk. Sister Faustina, being 32 years old, so just 1 year before she died, she wrote a beautiful prayer. Some of you maybe know it, those who read the diary, maybe you know it. It's number 163 in the diary. So pretty much at the very beginning of the diary, but that's the last year of her life. And I believe, for me, that prayer sums up the efforts of her whole lifetime. It's kind of like a testament she writes. And it's all about mercy. This prayer is with this very characteristic refrain. Every invocation starts with, "Help me, O Lord." And then she names, "Help me, O Lord, that my eyes would be merciful, my ears, my tongue, my hands, my feet, and my heart. Like, transform me fully into yourself. Make me merciful, like from head to toes. Because you can do all things." And in that prayer, she reveals to us the beauty and richness of mercy and how diverse it is, how many shades and colors it has. It's not one-dimensional. But what's really important is to see that she repeats so many times, "Help me, O Lord, help me, O Lord." Even to that great saint, it's not easy to be merciful. Our wounded nature leans towards me, towards selfishness, while mercy has always the opposite direction, the other person. Yesterday, I tried to show you Faustina and her relationship with Jesus based on trust. And you saw she was like a real hero in the times of very difficult experiences. She would hold on to God, to trusting in His goodness. So it was all about the relationship between me and Jesus. Trust, that was yesterday. And today, mercy, it will be all about our relationships with our brothers and sisters. It can be even more difficult than trust to God. So let's start our journey through the prayer. The first invocation is her request for merciful eyes. She wrote, "Help me, O Lord, that my eyes may be merciful, so that I may never suspect or judge from appearances, but look for what is beautiful in my neighbor's souls and come to their rescue." Appearances, this is what Father Daniel based his homilies on yesterday and today. It's so easy to stay on appearances, on this, what's on the surface, and especially if it's ugly. We like to stick to what actually says something negative about the other person, because in the light of something negative of other person, we look better. So, of course, we will not admit that, but we quietly rejoice if someone is worse than us. But merciful person asks for eyes that can see the beauty and goodness in another person. And not to stop on the surface, on this what's outside and sometimes very weak. John Paul II wrote this beautiful definition of mercy in his encyclical Divus in Misericordia. Mercy draws good from all the forms of evil existing in the world and in man. Mercy draws good from all the forms of evil. I like this image of onion. Yeah, onion. Onion has many layers. Have you ever watched this movie, Shrek? He also said, like, I have many layers. Outside I'm just ugly and green, but inside I have a beautiful heart. So mercy will always, take off those layers to see the treasure that's inside, that's deep inside. Mercy sees deeper. And as the sisters recalled Faustina, they would say about her that they really enjoyed talking to her. One of the sisters said, I listened to her eagerly, since she was more spiritual than we were. By the way, she mentions I didn't know anything about her revelations. Basically, there were very few people who knew anything about her extraordinary life. She shared that only with her superiors and her confessors. All the other people saw just Sister Faustina. Simple sister. Nothing special, but special. What they saw in her, I will try to reveal in this talk. Not supernatural gifts, but those gifts that we can also make them visible in our lives. So that sister recalls, I listened to her eagerly because she was more spiritual than we were. She had such a good influence that after talking to her, one felt so uplifted, since she was able to see and appreciate even the smallest sign of goodness. One of the women in our care said that Sister Faustina was an angel of peace. She never spoke negatively about anyone. On the contrary, she always spoke well of people and kept on looking for the good, the best in everyone. The third memory about our saint comes from Sister Serafina, who recalled the time when Sister Faustina worked alone in the kitchen, cooking on a daily basis for more than 20 or even 30 people. That was really a lot of work. And the only person that could assist her, that could help her, was a girl, as one of the sisters states, of a rather unpleasant character. So if a sister says that someone is of a rather unpleasant character, just please double this many times, because we just don't use other words, but that means a lot. And then she continues the description of that girl, like, nobody wanted to cooperate with her. Oh, that's clear what means unpleasant character now, right? Nobody wanted to cooperate with her. So she was the only assistant to Sister Faustina. And then the story goes, while working with Sister Faustina, this girl changed beyond recognition. Such was Sister Faustina's silent, yet heavenly influence upon sinful souls. Criticism or constant nagging does not change us. But when someone sees hidden beauty inside of us, that changes us. If we receive a look of merciful love, we truly want to become just the way those merciful eyes see us. I remember myself, my first spiritual director. I was still a college student at that time. I wasn't in the congregation yet. And I was in a very difficult time of my life. I really had no good thoughts about myself at that time. And he would always say such good things about me. After confession, after me revealing to him everything, you know, like I had a lot to talk about. And then he would tell me such good things about me. And I was like, is he deaf or what? Like, I just told him who I am, and he concludes my reflection about my poor state of being with these good words. But really, brothers and sisters, that changed me. That really changed me, because I really wanted to be the way he spoke about me. I really wanted this to be truth about me. And he was this kind of prophet that he saw my potential. He saw that I can become different. I can be better. He saw that future image of who I will be. And this is the way God sees us. Merciful, good, trusting looks changes us, while unmerciful, critical, suspicious look and the judgmental attitude, they only affirm evil. The next request in Sister Faustina's prayer is for merciful ears. Now some of you may wonder, what does she know about that? She obviously doesn't have ears. Believe me, I do, hidden behind many layers, but they still work. Help me, O Lord, that my ears may be merciful, so that I may give heed to my neighbor's needs and not be indifferent to their pains and mournings. Indifference, that's a disease of our 21st century. Maybe you saw sometimes they make experiments and they make videos of this, experiments on the streets. They will put someone poor on the street or someone without a coat in the winter time, and they will check who will react and help that person. Indifference is a disease of 21st century, of our century. And it infects us too. Sister Faustina wrote in her diary, in March 1937, during the stay at the hospital, the doctor did not allow me to go to the chapel. She died of tuberculosis, being only 33 years old. And before that, for a few years, she was very sick and very weak, and the doctors didn't even know what's the